sitting out here in the car. It's raining, and yesterday I posted on my you guys gotta forgive my makeup. So yesterday I posted on Instagram, Marquis Marie, and mainly the followers for Marquis Marie are people who I went to high school with, my family, friends that I've known since high school, stuff like that. And that one is a private. My other accounts like Asher's Closet and stuff like that, they're open. Bad to the Red Bone, they're open, so you can take a look at those. But on my Marquis Marie Instagram, I post like just personal stuff, about me. So for the first time ever, I posted a picture of me crying, because I was really crying. Like, I don't cry a lot, even in devastating times. Just some things just don't trigger me. But when I am triggered to cry, I am emotional for that whole entire day. Like, I can just be walking through a store somewhere and I'll still be crying. Like, the tears will still be flowing. I cannot stop once that emotional part of me is triggered. So I just want to talk about being a Gemini, because I feel like, we are totally understood at times. And I think that it's a bad situation. Sometimes we make first bad impressions. Sometimes we make decisions that other people don't agree with. We have opinions that other people just don't agree with. And 9 times out of 10, those are the people that are in our family. Those are the people that are closest to us. And so I just want to talk about Geminis for a second. So Geminis are courteous people. We are courteous. Even if we are in situations where you might feel that we are a threat to you, we still have a moral standard about us that we still uphold, whether we like you or not. It's because it's our moral standard. It's our code to ourselves. For example, I'll give you an example. I don't mean no harm to nobody, ever. I can be the sweetest, most kindest, gentle person. But if you fuck with me, it's going to be problems with the S. It's not going to be something that's just happened. Oh, we going to have this spat and it's over today. Like, stuff going to happen to you throughout this process. Like, it's not a good situation, because you can't treat people wrong and think that good things are going to come to you. So we have a strong morale. I don't think that like, even if I'm in the store and let's just use this as an example, because this happens a lot here in Houston. Older white people, like in their 60s or probably 70s, 80s, you have to think about the era that they grew up in. And so when they see black people, they have a stereotypical, mindset of what that person is like if they bump into them by mistake or something, or so in those situations, I make sure I just say, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. And some people just act like they so put back and they be so shocked that I said it's okay. They expect confrontation. And so that's my next point. Geminis aren't confrontational until you make us. I'm bored in the middle of the month. I'm on the 15th. So I am dead in the middle. I'm the second Gemini. It starts to the sport of the second Gemini. And I'm second Gemini, and my emotions run high sometimes, but I think it's only for things that I'm passionate about, not stuff that the average person, like sports and stuff. People get really intense about sports. I could care less about that stuff. I'm more concerned with family, animals, like things that can be impacted on this earth, like humans, stuff like that. Those type of things. So I'm very family oriented, and yesterday when I posted that post on Marquis Marie Instagram, I was crying. Like, I really was crying. I was just crying because my family member passed down in Georgia, and this is someone that I've been knowing since I was like 14. This is through in-law in the family, And so, this lady was a sweet lady, and I went through hell and high water to work and just make extra money, work extra hours. And I bought all my travel fare. I paid all my things, got my hotel in order, got everything in order. And that night we had a really, really bad storm. And the storm flooded the streets, and it stopped me from getting to where I was going to be able to travel to go pay my respects. And I haven't seen my family since October 2017 when I went to one of my cousin's weddings. And when I tell you, it's a combination of going through a bad breakup and not ever crying about that, because I was so over it, and not being able to travel to see my family at that time, and then tired of my job, and tired of this traffic every day, and tired of running in a rat race like a hamster wheel. I swear to you, when I say it all came out, and I heard my great grandmother's voice saying to me, "Child, why you weep so bad? Don't weep so bad." I just kept hearing her. I mean, when I tell you I was weeping, I was weeping. I'm getting misty-eyed about talking about it now, because I heard myself crying, and I hate to cry like that, but it just hurt me. So sometimes, when that emotion takes hold, it's a really serious situation for us Geminis. Like, we are empaths. We feel a lot. I'm very atmospheric. My sign is Gemini. My element is air. You understand? So people always be like, "Oh, Geminis are so moody. They so finicky." No, we're atmospheric, okay? And if you don't know what atmospheric means, it means that somebody can be crying 2 doors over, and we can feel that. It depends on, how good your gift is. I call it a gift. Back in the day, people used to act like I was weird for feeling what other people felt. People don't want you to be yourself. But that's another thing about being a Gemini. You have to understand your elements. You have to understand who you are, and you can always be yourself. Don't be afraid to feel and understand what's going on. And as I feel like at times, nobody fucking understands me. Nobody understands where I come from. I'm a very truthful person. I'll say something and somebody be like, "Oh my goodness, why would you say that?" Because I'm very observant. Like, even at work, I try to just, walk around or whatever. If I'm not really being in a talkative mood, I'll just observe. And I just watch people sometimes, and I just observe. And, I'll go up to somebody and I'll be like, "Hey, how's it going today?" "Oh, it's going good." And I'll follow up. Like, I seen a girl from work the other day, and last time I saw her, she was in a car accident right outside the job. And so when I seen her, I followed up with her. I said, "Hey, did everything work out with your car accident? You was okay? Everything worked out with the lady?" Because, I left and I came back, sometime later, and the lady was still there, and they were going back and forth. And then she had to call her boyfriend up there to, help her. And I know she suffers from anxiety and stuff. So I just checked on her. She was like, "Yeah, thanks for following up with me. I'm good." It's just empath. We really have an empathetic state. Okay, and then it's not, like I said, it's not that we are moody and we move back and forth. It's just that when shit happens, we go with the flow. We go with the flow. If you set the tone for this to be a fucked up situation, all right, it's gonna be a fucked up situation. You shouldn't have brought us into this fucked up situation. That's just how we are. If you set the tone for a pleasant place and a pleasant atmosphere, "Oh, this is pleasant," we're going to stay pleasant. People don't understand that. I heard this girl talking about this the other day, and she was like, "My boyfriend doesn't understand me. I'm the first Gemini that he's ever dated, and he keeps calling me moody." And I was listening. We was in a crystal shop, and I was just listening, and she was trying to find some crystals to balance him out. But he didn't believe in all of that. So I'm thinking to myself, well, if he don't believe in it, I was with somebody that didn't believe in anything like that, But they love to watch you carry the crystals and watch those things happen to you, and then it'll be like, "Oh, well, maybe that's working." Yeah, it is. That's why I do it. That's why I do it. I wouldn't waste my time so much with this if it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? So try to surround yourself with people who understand who you are, what sign you are, what elements you are, how things work for you atmospherically. Because being that sign, I cannot emphasize this enough to you, being a Gemini and being the element of air is important, because the wind could, I always tell people this, the wind could sway this way, and I'm gonna go this way. But if something else is going on and I understand it and the wind start to sway this way, then guess what? I'm gonna sway that way. And so people, when you in relationships with people, especially your mate, they have to understand who you are as a person and how you function as a Gemini. I've been talking about this for over 10 minutes. But you know, me crying yesterday on Instagram and people sending me messages and stuff, and I'm like, I just, oh my God, this is a whole nother story. I just don't understand. You know, I post a picture and I was crying, and this is something, like I said, I've never done. But I posted this picture because I think that it's important for people to say how they feel. We're in such of a place where people want you to just be numb. They just want you to wake up every day and go to work, and you're not supposed to have any emotional feelings, any emotional attachments to anything. And I felt like being vulnerable at the time and sharing, you know, and the only people that checked on me was, like I said, like some sorority sisters, fraternity brothers, you know, my friends here in Houston, but you know, and my cousin in Cleveland, the one whose wedding I went to, and then that's it. You know, like my family, I don't know what the fuck happened to my family. They don't believe in being family. They don't believe in being family. Nothing like when the elders were alive. And so I just don't know. Like, I feel like some people have hit me up and be like, hey, what's wrong? What happened? You know, are you okay? Is everything all right? But I feel like people should check on you every now and again anyways. Like, every Sunday I used to call my family and check on them. I stopped doing that shit after some years because people don't keep it up. You know, it just don't work like that. So I feel like Geminis are just completely misunderstood and not understood at all. So if you are a Gemini and you feel like this, you know, I'm not saying that we always right in all of our actions and everything we do, but I know for myself personally, a lot of things that I've experienced or a lot of things that I go through is just from me telling the truth, and people don't like that. So you can share what sign you are if you're a Gemini. I know some people have negative things to say about Geminis because they don't understand them. It is raining out here for real. And just let me know. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm at Astra's Closet, ASTRAS_CLOSET. I am Astra's Closet on YouTube. I'm Marquis Marie, MARQUI on YouTube as well. And it looks like I'm about to be sitting in this car for a little while because it's starting to rain even harder. Peace and blessings to you. I appreciate y'all.